Hello and welcome to SML The Sit Down. I am SML Commissioner Primetime 000, and joining me today is Gudda, as Young Money fans would say. What's going on, brother?
How you doing, brother? Thank you for having me.
Hey, I'm happy to have you here, and let's talk about that right off the bat. PSN Gudda, what's the story?
Well, we kind of talked about it in chat a little bit, but 2010s was kind of in middle school, going into high school, and Young Money, the group founded by Lil Wayne. I'm a big Wayne fan, by the way.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah. So he's a goat. But
hmm
there was another artist on there, Gudda was his name. I just simply took one of the Guddas from him, and I've always liked how he rapped, and come to find out, they were all kind of using the same lyrics, and I think they even said like Lil Wayne was writing for them, so it kind of made sense that they're not irrelevant, or they're irrelevant now. So,
hmm
but yeah, he was like one of my favorite artists. So I kind of took that, and not many people you find, with that name, so it was like kind of a unique name, I guess, and
Yeah,
kind of separate myself and find my, my little identity type thing.
yeah. So what's your favorite Gudda song?
Um, well, he doesn't really have any good like solo songs.
Yeah,
It's all really, he's featured
featured.
on a lot, so I would say Bedrock is up
Mhm.
there, where he's in, and I think that what's the other one? Every girl.
Uh huh.
I
Yep.
think
Is that the one where he's
is that
like,
the one?
I'm swiping V cards with the beep.
Yeah,
No, that's hilarious. All right. Okay, I know it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
all right. So moving on. Um, when did you get into Madden?
Jeez. I would say Madden 15, but like kind of at the tail end of Madden 15. Actually, Q was playing in a couple leagues before me. He was playing with our older brother.
There's
They were
another.
kind of in this. Yeah, so this is an older one. So he was playing with him, and it was called. I forgot what it was called. It was something where they kind of used daddy leagues, and they would
hmm
do write ups, and
hmm
that was kind of the first league I saw where they were kind of interactive with every user and kind of doing above and beyond type things rather than just playing the game. So that kind of appealed to us, and I ended up going to online school and just like getting a little fast for the money that they give you to help you out to
Yeah.
go to school, and I used some of that to get a PS4 at the time. um, and I got into the leagues, and I fell in love ever since. Just the fact of playing with people around the world, and just the competitive spirit. I'm a big football fan, so
Yeah.
it's like the next best thing to playing. Now my knees are shot,
Yeah.
shoulders shot, so I can't really get out there. So um, it's like the next best thing.
Just based off that sentence alone, I have three rapid fire questions. Who's your favorite NFL team?
The Raiders.
Your brother, your forgotten brother. Why is he not in the SML?
Wow. So I know you've heard I used to have my own league.
hmm
Um, I kind of did it with Q at the time. It was Madden 15, the same year I joined. Started getting into the CFMs.
hmm
Um, we did our own little league, and we used the 760 was the league name. And that's where we're like an area code type thing, where
hmm
what is it, the phone number, like the first three
Yeah,
digits.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
forgot what it's called. Yeah, so we kind of made it to where it was our own thing, and we had him in the league. He ended up not being a good fit, and he nuked our first run. So our first kind of season or cycle we had, he kind of nuked it and was like advancing, and he was kind of being petty. So ever since
That's
then, we kind of
wild.
we separated the two. So
Oh
we
no.
separated the two, where we're social on the outside, but when it comes to Madden, we don't touch that. So
Oh,
um, we kind of keep those separate. So
that's terrible. Oh,
yeah, so we kind of had to axe him out, and we didn't talk for a little bit, but then we kind of came around. But
yeah. Well, I'm glad. So anyway, you find the SML. You're in the SML now. If you were commissioner for a day, and obviously you have commissioner experience, what is a rule change, or what would you do if you were commissioner for a day?
I'll be completely honest. I wouldn't change anything. Um, I would, if anything, someday, maybe down the road, I'd love to be, be one of an NYT or something,
Yeah.
kind of have an admin role or of some sort. But I
Hmm.
wouldn't change anything. I think you've done a really, really good job kind of having your guys' as the structure. The rules, I love the rules. I mean, it's like Sim Madden League, Sim.
Yeah.
I hate playing any other, cheesy lobby leagues, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't change anything. I think if anything, I'd soak up that role and kind of, be like the kid at the candy store, kind of just parading around my title. Um,
Is there
but
is
no,
there
I
anybody
mean,
you'd kick?
um, no, I wouldn't kick anyone. I
No.
think we have a good grip, good group of guys. Obviously there's some that you kind of want to face, or you really don't want to lose to type
Who?
things. Well, for me, I wouldn't want to lose to Monty ever in my life,
Really?
and
Why?
I'm 2-0. I'm 2-0 against him.
Wow.
Just because like the guys that I feel like I'm on the kind of the same level with, I don't want to ever be under them.
Hmm.
If anything, I'm trying to make my own stamp in the SML. I know it
Hmm.
kind of got off to a rocky start. My first run
Yeah.
was underwhelming to say the least.
Hmm.
Um, but guys like Dan and QP, they're always in my ears when I'm playing. I kind of have them in the back of my head, like, oh, if I lose, I'm gonna hear it, or if I,
Hmm.
any little subtle jab that they throw in the
Hmm.
Discord chats.
Hmm.
That's like my motivation, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I come from a championship bloodline, so
Yeah, and let's talk about that
you know.
bloodline. QP so good. He made like 4 or 5 championships this cycle. Really, his
Yeah.
breakout cycle. Are you are you jealous of your brother at all? All this hype he gets. He's QP. He's so good. Thanos Club. You're in the Thanos Club too, and no one talks about it. It's like,
Yeah.
what's with this QP hype?
I'm not ever jealous or envious of my brother. If anything, it's adding fuel to the fire to get to that same level, right? I mean,
Hmm.
me and him, we're the biggest competitors that you're gonna find.
Hmm.
Even amongst each other, we hate losing. It's just as simple as that. And for me, it's I've kind of been labeled a has been in the family now. So, and he's he'll be the first one to remind me, or I got to be better. You can't, like what are you doing? Type
Hmm.
things like that. So, at some point it's gonna register and I think click. But I'm
Hmm.
kind of struggling right now. I feel
Hmm.
I don't know if it comes with age or something, but
Hmm.
maybe just not as much reps that I'm getting in Madden. But um, I'll figure it out. I
So
think next. I'm sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
no, that's good, and I'm sure you will. Yeah, I played you once, I think, and you made some plays that I was impressed by. So I think if you can just be a little more consistent, you'll be a great player. Um,
Yeah, I think it's the consistency is the biggest thing,
yeah, it's
really.
tough. So there's never a point where you're like you feel like you're in the shadow of Q at all, and it doesn't bother you at all.
I would say I mean, obviously he has the juice right now, right?
Yeah.
He has the sauce. So, just being, obviously related, you kind of have to, play the backseat.
Hmm.
But just in time, I'll make my stamp. I think this cycle we'll really get to see who Gudda is, and like when I played some of the elites, like you said, it showed glimpses, but it's just there's a fine line that separates the two, from being elite and being middle of the pack. So um, myself, I just want to be able to. I think going into the next cycle, I want to focus on defense most importantly.
Hmm.
Just not giving up the easy plays, sticking to the game plan, kind of
Hmm.
doing a little more scouting. I think
Hmm.
I'm still getting used to all the guys and kind of learning their tendencies.
Hmm.
It's part of the reason why I really don't get on shows much is because I don't know that it's 50 seasons, of SML. So I'm kind of still figuring everyone out, learning everything, so I can give actual, um,
Yeah.
solid takes, not just a bunch of breath or hot air. I want to be able to have some credibility on these networks. So,
Yeah, no, that's good. Did you have like a welcome to the SML moment? Like, you know how sometimes like an NFL rookie will like, hey, welcome to the NFL rookie, and they'll get drilled or something. Was there a welcome to the
um,
SML moment for you?
I think it was the first time I played Faz.
Yeah, that'll do
Uh,
it.
yeah, first time I played Faz, and I think in the same year I also played Q,
Oh
and they
no.
both just shellacked me. So, um, yeah, I haven't played Q in a while. As far as like in leagues or anything like that, because he's been in SML longer than I have, and I was in primer for quite a bit. But I was, yeah, I think that was the first time where I was like, man, I got to get it together. And
Yes.
every time you lose, you're kind of in your head.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's for everyone else, but for me, I'm kind of in my head like, oh, maybe that could have gone this way. I wouldn't have been down three
Yeah.
scores or something. It's always nitpicking, and you want to be perfect, but at the same time, there's a guy on the other end trying to do the same. So
Yeah.
those are, I think that was the first time where I was like, I gotta be better. I'm not in primer anymore, and I'll say it on record. SML, the comp is through the roof, and I think everyone, anyone can beat anyone
Mhm.
in any given time. So you can't take anyone lightly.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's really good to hear, and it's true. I think. Now, this is a fan question. I had a fan DM me, and he said, "Ask Gudda about Five Guys and how it's truly a superior burger experience." Five Guys fan?
um, I'm on record saying Five Guys is decent. Um,
Overrated.
I still I still think it's way too expensive.
I agree.
First of all, I'm paying $20 every time I walk out just for myself. So,
Yeah.
um, In and Out, I love In and Out. Just it's good. It's simple. Not anything extra. Um, and I'm paying about $12, $11 when I'm walking out. So
Mhm.
that goes a long way. But Five Guys is good. I won't knock it. I had it recently, and it was good. I
Yeah.
don't know about how about yourself?
Uh, Overrated. I think it's overrated. Too expensive and overrated. Honestly. Um,
Uh, I hope RD watches up until here. So,
uh, Another fan question. Um,
you know,
any insight on Coach Gudda's press conferences? It's top tier content, and will it be returning next cycle?
definitely. I kind of did some moving around, arranging, and trying to, getting my setup here. As you can see, I got the green screen behind me. So once I get situated a little bit more, and I should be ready to go by the time we start, first season of the next cycle. So
Yeah.
definitely want to bring that back. And like I said, I want to get on shows. I want to, get more involved in the networks. Just kind of taking my time just to get to know the history, basically. So um, yeah, definitely bringing that back.
If you could beat one SML member, and I'm going to take your brother out of this, any SML member, just hammer them. Who do you want to hammer?
I would say Dan.
Why is that?
I almost had him. I almost had
I
him
know. I
last.
watched that one.
Man, that hurt me. I almost had him, but he's always throwing those subtle jabs that kind of like, I want to get his validation.
Yeah.
I want to get put me in the top, 15 or something. Stop putting me in the 30s. But
Yeah.
um, I think I'd love to get a win over him. Obviously the elites, Bomber, Faz, yourself. At least make it a good game and just earn my respect. I think that's something that's been preached around
Mm-hmm.
is you got to earn it. It's not going to be given to you. So
Mm-hmm.
um, definitely making a name for myself, and I would put Dan up there at the top to someone I'd like to beat.
Yeah. Dan is a good player, and he certainly knows how to talk. Since joining the SML, what's your favorite SML moment?
Oh man, if I had to pick one, um, favorite SML moment. Um, I
Or
would say
or even your top achievement or moment that you've done.
my top achievement.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say necessarily. I like doing the little promo video that I did for you and Faz.
That was good.
Um, I thought that was fun to do. Actually, fun fact: I stayed up to like 4 a.m. my time,
Wow.
finishing that up and like just trying to make sure it was ready. And I showed the Thanos Club first, and obviously Faz is in there, so he approved. And yeah, that was really fun to do. I want to do more stuff where it's involving every user, not just a few, but I'm kind of trying to see how I can cut corners and make it time efficient on my end, to where I'm pumping those out. There's plenty of memorable moments. I just can't. It's like where I'm just laughing, looking at my phone. Mostly like just like stuff that happens in chat.
Yeah.
I think the Monty dump thing that just happened recently, I was laughing. But obviously, that got a little out of hand. It's just it's like spur of the moment, type things where we're all engaged and just conversating with each other, and it's like you have to be in the chat at the right time to experience those. But overall, SML is in a class of its own when it comes to league. So I'm blessed to be a part of it, and hopefully, like I said, you'll see more of Gudda Madden 23.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and that's a great segue because as we're rounding out here, our last few questions, Madden 23 coming out Monday night, Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
What do you have any teams you got your eye on, or is that close to the vest?
I kind of posted a little graphic in the Discord, but right now, being at 28, I do have the luxury of picking, from 5 teams. It just depends who's going to be there. I know the Bears are on my list. Hopefully the Broncos do fall. I'd love to be the Broncos at 28. Maybe even the Rams or Titans. But definitely want somebody. Well, there goes my light. I definitely want somebody who's going to, bring who's going to bring some, talent on my roster. I kind of want to go win now route if I can get that luxury.
What happened to your light?
I think the battery died on it. So. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It told me 35 minutes, but I think we've surpassed that.
It's been 17, actually.
Oh, okay. Maybe it just lied to me.
Maybe it just lied.
Oh, yeah.
We'll try to wrap up here quick then. Final 2 questions, I guess.
Yeah.
Is there anybody you want to avoid division-wise?
I would say your guys' division if you do go Colts.
Yeah.
For the AFC South, right?
Yeah, that'd be a nasty division.
I'd love to avoid that one as much as possible. Just because if it does play, it's supposed to, you and Faz in one division. Sheesh, I'd go insane. But I think that's probably the main one. I haven't really gotten the gist of like how the other divisions are going to shape up. You kind of get a better idea with the AFC South just because you and Faz obviously. But yeah, I think that's the one I would love to avoid. I want to get into a division where not cakewalk obviously, but just someone where there's one good guy and then the rest is kind of like up in the air.
Yeah.
I know QB. I might be pairing up with QB, so that would be interesting. That'd be some great commentary after in chat. But,
yeah.
But yeah, those, I think the AFC South. I gotta stay away from that.
Yeah. My last question, and I enjoy asking this question. You watch, if you're a Marvel fan or DC fan or whatever, everybody's got their favorite superhero and superpower. What SML superpower would you like to have? Would it be Faz's passing or somebody's ability to do this at this time or whatever the case may be? What's your favorite?
Right.
What's your favorite SML superpower you'd like to have?
I would say Matt's defense. I think he's one of the best. Yeah, I respect him too, and he's one of the best defenders in the league. He really doesn't make much mistakes when he comes defensively. He knows what he wants to call every time, and his user skills I think are underrated.
They are.
He doesn't fall for those decoy routes, and he always recovers to the over top or your first read. So just kind of mastering, like I was preaching earlier, the defense, and just getting that side of the ball squared away, and I think the offense will come later.
Yeah.
But definitely Matt's defense.
Yeah, no, that's a good
And
one.
if that's not a superpower, then it should be up there. So
Yeah, Matt is a great
yeah.
defensive user, and I respect Matt, so we'll make sure to put it on. Uh, well, that is SML The Sit Down with Gudda. Gudda, the mic is yours if you want to add anything. If not, then we'll wrap this baby up.
Thank you for having me. And M23, Gudda, I'm gonna try to crack the top 15 next cycle. Gonna be coming on with more content and getting on networks and just trying to be, a part of what we have here at SML family.
No, that's
So,
awesome. That's awesome, and Gudda, we're excited for what you're gonna bring. Obviously, newish member kind of, and we're hyped to see the development and the rise of Gudda. I'm Prime. He's Gudda.
appreciate it.
This is SML The Sit Down, and until next time, thanks for watching.